One. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Chaotic Mind. We apologize for not being here last week. The system was having some actual technical difficulties, but we are here again, and I am your host, Devontae Ewing, aka DJ Thunderbase, and as usual, I will be your disembodied voice, and I am joined today with my co-hosts.
This guy.
My name is Henry Montney, also known as Mayhem the Hearts Mace. Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm Dark Trooper, coming from you live from a single location, aka my couch. It is a lovely couch. It's IKEA.
And a nice lamp.
It goes to the couch.
But as usual, we will get tonight started off with everyone's favorite advice section. Here is the relationship advice with Henry Mutney.
All right, guys, girls, and squirrels.
Squirrel?
Remember, the first thing I always talk about is one of the first things and main things you should always do when you're in a relationship, friendship, partnership, or anything of those sorts. Communicate. Communication is key. If you don't explain or get an understanding across, it may cause issues and or drama. You don't want that. So, on that note, go into a little handy tip for today. When you're walking down the street, when you're with your significant other, you usually stay on where the roadside is, out of respect and protection and such. When you're with your friends, though, walking around, it's a little different. But mind you, always go into a respectful manner when you're with your friends. Don't just not tell them and then try to randomly shove them. If you guys are acknowledging a game, it's one thing as friends, but don't just start something and then risk someone's life in the process. Now, me and my friends have done that before. It gets a little dangerous. So, on other things besides that, for relationships, when you're in a relationship, you should be in it for the main reasons, not for money or anything like that. You should be doing it for happiness and love and future and to make a new generation and or survival purposes. It's companionship. So always remember that when it comes to those kind of relationships. It's about survival at the very end. Can you work with this person? Can you live with this person? Can you spend time without going crazy or irritated or anger? You have to know how to talk to one another and communicate accordingly. Always helps. Would any of you like any questions?
It's
Kind
also,
of
it's
advice?
also just the simple fact is that in the friendships, there are going to be friends who like kind of like make fun of you, like trying to jokingly make fun of you. You have to know when that making fun of you is going too far. So, for example, like I had a friend. I told him a boundary I had because I didn't want to cross Woodward. I used to live in Birmingham. I didn't want to cross Woodward for obvious reasons. It's a big, long road with lots of traffic. And he said, "Oh yeah, I want to go across Woodward." It's like I don't want to go. And he just called me like, "Oh yeah, what? You big chicken?" It's like, no, I just don't want to do it. Walked home. It's the simple fact is, it's like the fact that your boundaries, that he didn't respect my boundary was the problem. and eventually the friendship fizzled out. But boundaries are just as important in communications. If people do not respect your boundaries, then they're not very good people, and they don't, and they're not going to do good things for you.
Yeah, I've had friendships like that as well, and relationships as well, especially at the very beginning where you start a relationship and right off rip they walk right in your house willy nilly without permission, use your stuff, open your fridge, eat your food, and you're like, we've only been dating for like a week or two. What's wrong with you? I don't know you like that. Another one is certain friends. I've had friends push boundaries where I'd ask them not to bug me when I'm time to rest. I only would sleep 3 to 4 hours a day. And at 3 to 4 hours, I asked no one to bug me. And no matter what, every single time I had a set roommate that did this, and he annoyed the hell out of me. Until one day, I was so exhausted that I slept longer than I should have, and he decided to liberate the keys that were mine, that were hanging on the hook. Took my vehicle for a date without my permission, and then later on showed up with my vehicle late, so I was late to work, and gave me excuses more about, oh, low him, all about him, and he couldn't get anything from this lady. And I explained to him in this friendship that we had, this relationship, explaining that doesn't occur anything to me. Why are you making me suffer for your problems? I shouldn't have to suffer for your problems, especially if you're going to take my vehicle and go off and to do whatever you do with it. And you did it without my permission. You don't even have a license.
You know how much trouble you, and you know, it's like also it's like, do you know how much trouble I would be in if you got caught, if you got pulled over and you didn't have a license? I can get my car towed.
Oh, yeah, there was more to it as well, as that he started complaining more. As I was late for work, my boss was calling me frantically, and I said, I'll be on my way. My vehicle is here now. I just had to take care of a stupid roommate. And he raised his hands up, going like, whatever, this, and this. It's all your fault that I couldn't get this girl. I turned around and picked him up and taught him a lesson. And then I left and went to work. When I came home, after I texted him, told him to move out, he was moved out. And I'm glad he was. Even though he still owes me money to this day. That's fine. I'll take that loss. I don't have to deal with him anymore. He stole from me, lied to me, and creeped on every single girl I ever dated. It was weird. So that was some crazy relationship stuff for knowledge for today. Remember, communication is key. Be honest with your partner. Be respectful. Make sure that if there is some kind of anger or problems, is it because of miscommunication issues, anger, rage, or pain, or they had a really bad day and then are taking it out on you? All right, safety tips, guys, girls, and squirrels. We jump from one thing right to another. He said another.
Hey, we are chaotic.
Right? All right, so we're gonna go on a quick basic one. Please, if you have children or kids, do not let them stick metal objects, sharp objects, forks, knives, or anything else in light sockets. Dangerous, can kill you, or other things. Please be mindful around your children, let alone yourselves. If you have a toaster and something's lodged in there or stuck, unplug it. Please unplug it before you stick an object, which usually is metal, in there that's connected to an electric socket. There's a circuit that goes right through and can fry you, especially depending on what you have. If not, you're going to see a big spark and a poof, and it may shoot back at you. You might have just got a knife inside you because you
Yeah,
accidentally.
you're not gonna look like Tom off of Tom and Jerry, where
Kinky.
where you just are a massive skeleton now. No, no, no.
Mind you, it will hurt a lot, and you may die.
And you lose a very perfectly good toaster.
Also, you might burn your house down in the process.
Hmm.
So always unplug your utensils before you utilize them. There's a thing called lock and tag. That's for most workplaces or factories and such. But there are like lockout tag out. But there's also such things as just being common sense. Unplug the item before using. Same thing for moving a TV. I've seen people and witnessed people do this. They pick up a TV. Oh, I'm going to take it to this room. Still plugged in. Everything. Seen their PlayStation fall, them unplug it from the TV and sparks go, and yeah, no, don't.
Also, for those of you down in the Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, and Florida area, please make sure you pay attention to your local safety advisories as they are watching a tropical storm coming through your area right now.
Yes, please be mindful. Always, always pay attention to those. If you get a warning, don't ignore it. Don't go, oh, it's one of these. No, check things up. The second you go, what do you mean thunderstorm or warning or flood, flash flood? Flash flood is what its name means. There's nothing, then a flood. Boom. And it could be 5 feet real quickly, 10 feet, 20, 30. It all depends. It happens sadly in Texas. Horrible things happen there because some
Hmm.
people know or weren't told in time, or it just didn't take the proper precautions. Some people just couldn't do anything because of the scenario area, or said,
It's just the, it was also just the geographic area of where it
that's
was.
what, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. It just there is just some spots and areas that were not built or maintained said that because they did not expect an ever heavy rainfall to be such like that in there. Minding our planet is shifting and changing course, like when it comes to spiraling. So where everything is changing when it comes to weather in different areas. Texas is probably going to be getting a lot more rain now, probably gaining a lot of green and cooling down in a different way, but heating up in another way. So they're going to get the humidity that they do not understand.
Or
They
their houses are designed for.
yeah, they have dry heat most of the time, not humidity. Here in Michigan, it's humidity. There is no dry heat here. It's just air and water and air. Suffocate, breathe, have fun, and cook, and
Feel,
just be miserable.
you
And
feel like a
everything sticks to
potato
you.
in the microwave.
And everything stick like it, like I work in an area where I get covered in dust. Literally, it sticks to you. And you gotta like rub it and scrub it off. So on that note and everything for safety, please unplug your items before you utilize or do anything with them or try to take them apart. Do not take them apart or a video game system or anything of such while it's plugged in. You will learn a lesson and maybe your last lesson. So, anything you guys got for safety tips that you would like to bring up besides these?
When when you are out and about, and you see a dog out there, don't approach it because you may not know what that dog has been. I actually did a good deed the other day where I found this little white dog hanging out in front of my house, and it looked well groomed. It was when I picked it up, it was well groomed. It was friendly. It was obviously used to humans, so I picked it up and I took it in, and luckily I got it back to its families. So key thing is it when you have a dog or a pet in general, please microchip or collar or both if you can afford it, because dogs will run away. They are animals. They will do what they want. You can only control them for so much. Microchip, collar, always the best solution. Do everything in your power to make sure that your pet come back to you.
Yep, you got to train them accordingly. I've had a few dogs in my life. My favorite was my Rottweiler, Midnight, a beautiful Rottweiler, and she became mighty and strong and was very loved. Lived about, I think, it was like 15, 16 years, somewhere around there, but sadly died of a broken heart because everybody was gone. I raised her until I was about 17, and then my parents moved right before I turned 18. And then my sister found a guy. That was probably a bad idea for her because it wasn't the right guy for her. Because she wanted to move too quickly on stuff, because she wanted to get out of the house, which was not a smart idea. She should have been patient and built up the foundation first, then went. And then she left, and then my brother, he did his thing and built up his own foundation, and then left his own board, just not in a good terms. After that, my mother and father separated, divorced, and whatnot. I think my brother and my mother was flip flopped in the descending part, so. The dog was just alone with my dad, and then she just gave out alone, no one to be around. My dad always worked, and he'd come home, eat, sleep, shower, repeat. Dog had no love from anybody; it was just alone. Sadly, died a sad death, as my dad explained, as she went outside and made a horrible howl and dropped, and that was it. I wish I could have been there. I love that dog so much. Good raised dog. You got to raise him right. You got to teach him good. There are dogs out there, like he said, though, like what Dark Trooper just said. They may have rabies. They may just bite you. You may not know what's going on. In a fictional sense, zombie dog. But in all reality, yeah, you might get something you're not expecting. Especially for the chow. The chow, stay the hell away. Period. Chows like to bite. Just because. But I think that's enough for.
Yes, and let's bring it on to an upper note now with everyone's favorite moment. Here is Celebrity Birthdays.
Mind you, we are 2 weeks behind, so we're going to be starting off on July 3rd, everybody. So, everybody get ready for the picking and choosing. DJ Thunderbase, you said you wanted to have first pickings tonight, did you not?
For July 4th, I do have the first one, but for this one,
July 3rd? Okay,
Sure.
let's go with Dark Trooper. You want to start off the first choice for.
How about Kenneth Wood Smith, 82 years old, TV actor, best known for his portrayal of Red Foreman in That 70s Show and That 90s Show, and the new one, That 90s Show,
I
and
love Red Foreman.
nice.
being the villain in the first RoboCop.
I was just about to say that part. I was waiting for that. But yeah, he's a big one right there. I love that guy.
And
I
everyone's
relate so
favorite
much now. If I
action
say
star,
something-
Tom Cruise.
I was about to get to that one. You got it on me.
And
All
no,
right,
he did. And no, he did not did creep on that one lady and creep her out to get her out of Scientology.
no, I believe Tom Cruise is he's a good guy in his own way. I think he just easily manipulated to a certain extent because of his ego. If you play his ego right, if you see it right, you'll get what you want. He's a smart guy in his own way. He does most of his own action scenes. He tries to, at least for the ones that he's allowed to. I respect him on those. Some of that stuff is very scary. I do acting as well and do my own stunts for most of it. Very dangerous. And yeah, being a fight choreographer and fight coordinator helps. So next on the list, I'm going to actually do this one's an R&B singer, Party Next Door, 32.
I got one. Bennett Guang. He's best known for playing, well, Wong in the Doctor Strange series.
Yeah, he's cool.
And in the newer one, the Koval Khan in the Netflix series of Marco Polo.
Yeah, he played a good Khan for that. I like how he did that. It showed like a nicer Khan in a way. I don't know if he was nice or not really. Got another one right here. Thomas Gibson, 63, movie actor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's one. Sebastian Vettel, 38, Formula One racer.
All right, let's do one more before we.
Oh, here's a good one. 1883 to 1924, Franz Kafka. He was a novelist.
He's best known for the Metamorphosis.
Hmm.
Shit.
Metamorphosis. Interesting. All right. July 4th. DJ Thunderbase, you said you wanted to be first.
Yes, July 4th. I'd like to wish a very happy birthday to none other than Moe Kikuichi, otherwise known as Moe Metal of Baby Metal. Happy birthday.
Let's give a tool time salute to Caleb Coolidge, U.S. President. He was the 30th President of the United States of America. Give a tool time salute.
Hmm.
Nice, nice. We got another one. Oh, whoa, I just changed on me. That was weird. Oh, we did it again. Stop messing with me. Here we go. Eva Marie Saint, 101 movie actress, and she's still alive. Still alive.
Wow.
101.
She don't look it.
No, no, because she takes care of herself.
Or that's probably a very old picture.
No, no, let's
Don't
see. No, that's a
fairly recent.
really recent picture.
Here's one from 1938 to 2020. Bill Withers, soul singer. He's the one that sang "Ain't No Sunshine," "Lean on Me," "Lovely Day," and "Just the Two of Us."
Oh, I love that song. Just the two of us.
Fun ones. Oh, I got the first one on the 6th.
All right, got a Alfredo Di Stefano, 1926 2014 soccer player. I'll do one more for July 4th. Who do you want to be?
Um,
Do you see anybody here? If you could just stop moving, that'd be great.
here's one.
Ah.
Earl McRae.
All right.
He's a movie actor.
And how old is he?
He is 43.
All right, so July 5th. Dark Trooper, start off.
How about Don Stark, 71, TV actor, best known as playing Bob. I'm not even going to try that. Donna's dad, Bob, in That 70s Show.
Here's one from Jersey Shore himself and also a club DJ. Here is Paulie D at 45.
All right, I got John Marshall Jones, 63, TV actor.
I got P.T. Burnham, a legendary showman and prankster from who founded the Ringling Brothers, and he died in 1891 at 80 years old, which is very old for that time period.
We got
Oh,
Hugh
here-
Lewis.
Ah.
You were going to get him?
Yeah, I think you got it, though.
You can mention the things about him if you like. He's 75 years old, still going.
Yes, he's a rocker. He's a rock artist.
Yep. Rock singer.
Mhm.
Uh,
He also worked on Working for a Living with Garth Brooks. And he was also took part in quite a few tracks from Back to the Future.
now that's really cool.
How about Eddie Falco? She's a girl, by the way. 62. She's a TV actress who was in The Sopranos. She played Camilla in The Sopranos and Nurse Jackie, and a character in Nurse Jack named in the show Nurse Jackie.
All right, we'll do one more, and then we'll go to July 6th.
Here we go. Don Stark. If you guys said him already. Don Stark from That 70s Show.
Yeah, we
He was
did that one.
Oscar in That 70s Show.
Oh wow, we got quite a few good ones in next week.
I got one right here. Sylvester Stallone, 79, movie actor. This guy right here is one of my favorite actors when it comes to it. Him, Arnold, like pretty much everybody from Expendables. Yeah, it's
Oh,
every one of those actors. Just,
Hart.
How about Kevin Hart? 46.
Both said him.
Oh
Also,
god.
Wow.
I think the best duo
he's
of
50
all.
years old. 50 Cent is 50 years old now. He is a half of himself.
46, not 50, 46.
Oh, former president George
That's
W.
Kevin Hart.
Bush,
50 Cent is
79.
50.
No, you gotta do the tool time salute.
George W. Bush, 79, U.S. president, ex-U.S. president.
I literally just said that.
I got two
Sorry.
for Tia and Tamara sisters are both 47 because they are identical twins. So
Oh, here's one. John Paul Jones, war hero, 1970 or 1747
I
to
got one after that.
1796.
I got the last one for July 6th. The Dalai Lama himself, 90, religious leader.
actually, I got one more. Eva
one more?
Green. She's a movie actress, 45, best known for her portrayal in The Kingdom of Heaven, The James Bond, Mrs. Petter, and The Home of Peculiar Children. She's been in a lot of really weird ones, but she's such a solid actress.
I got one for the next day, the 7th.
And she's very pale.
Actually, I got two for the 7th. First is Ringo Starr, 85, drummer of Beatles.
Nice, nice.
Didn't he die?
No, he's still alive. Ringo Starr is still alive.
I know one of the Beatles is dead. I thought it was Ringo.
And then the second one is Ashton Irwin, 31, from 5 Seconds of Summer.
I have one. Shella Duvall, 1949 to 2024. Let's see what she
Shelley Duvall?
Yeah, Shelby Duvall. A singer, an actress. 1980s film Popeye. She was olive oil.
Yes.
And she was also in The Shining. To be honest, The Shining actually gave her real issues. Like she actually had real traumatic issues after that movie. It was like a whole.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people from there did, though.
Oh yeah, because they chose a real haunted hotel to do a haunted movie in, and didn't realize they were being haunted at the same time they were haunting a movie. And then certain scenes they had to do over and over and over and over again, like the blood flow scenes. They had to do that numerous times so they got the shot just right, and they destroyed that whole floor.
That's a lot of blood.
It was, and they had to use real animal blood, and it was a lot. And
anyway, on a more cheery note, how about Jim Griffin? Graphic.
English motherfucker, do you speak it?
No, I don't. He's a comedian. And apparently he also played a character named Roy Keane in That 70s Show.
Yeah.
A lot of people from That 70s Show this month.
Here's one. Avenged Sevenfold lead guitarist Sinister Gates is 44.
Wow. I've actually got to meet those guys with the original drummer before he passed. It was
I got to meet the original drummer when I was 3.
Yeah, I got to meet them and hang out with them during Mayhem Fest. And Mayhem. So it worked great for me.
Oh, here's another artist. Cree Summer, 56, pop singer.
All right, and one more. Do you want to do before we end this?
No,
We'll
I'll
go
do
to the next
the
one.
next one.
Yep, we'll go to the next one.
Oh, she's from. She's singer and songwriter and voice actress in Rugrats All Grown Up, Drawn Together, and Tiny Toons Adventures.
Holy crap! She's in half the stuff that I own and love to watch over and over again. I didn't know it was her. Carry on. All right, now July 8th. Dark Trooper, you first.
Kevin Bacon.
He saved the universe once by
He
dancing.
saved the universe multiple times. 67 years old. He was in Apollo 13, River of River Wild, Hollow Man, and apparently Friday the 13th.
Hmm.
Yeah, you didn't know?
Oh, and Tremors.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Tremors. I
Yeah.
love the Tremors. I want to get the whole collection. I had a chance to buy the whole collection one time, and I was told,
Oh,
and
here's a
I was like,
sad
no,
one.
it was gone right when I came back for the next day.
Here's a sad one. I didn't even know about this one. Toby Keith, 1961 to 2024. He died last year.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
I didn't know Toby Keith died. Holy crap!
Country
Whoa,
singer.
damn.
Yeah,
All right.
July. He died February 5th, 2024, at the age of 62.
I wonder why he died or how he died. You got Milo Ventimiglia,
I'm not even going to try that.
TV actor. Yeah, I can't say that. How about Sun Hung Min, 33 soccer player? That's a really interesting
Song
name.
Hyung Min. Son Hyung Min.
Sun
Son Hyung
Hyun.
Min. Son
Sun
Hyung Son Hyung Min.
Some human. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm being a dick.
Hyung Min.
No, I, I know you're the one that can speak Asian languages perfectly
Korean.
fluently.
How about Jeffrey Tubor, Tambor, 81? He's a TV actor. He played in the Larry Shinner Show and Arrested Development. He played the father in Arrested Development, the one who kept getting burned by the deep fryer he tried to
Yeah,
peddle.
he's played in a lot of things. He's a very interesting actor.
Well, here's one. From 1971 to 2015, Amanda Peterson.
Oh,
I
did
got
we do Jordan Smith, Will Smith's kid? He's a
no,
movie actor.
I got one after that. After you do that one though, I got a Lee Targeson, 60 TV actor.
Oh, I got the first on the next one.
All right, we are on July 9th.
Tom Hanks.
Carry on, kind sir.
Tom Hanks, movie
69.
Nice. Tom Hanks is nice for his birthday.
probably one of his most iconic roles, Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah,
Castaway.
Hmm.
Forrest
Apollo
Gump.
13 again.
He was in the soldier one for what was it? No,
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. It was really good in that one. I like.
Also
Here's
helped direct the Band of Brothers series.
Yeah, he was. I enjoyed Tom Hanks for a lot of things. I just that's just yeah. Let's go with that.
Here's one. Courtney Love, 61, rock singer. She's the former. She is the widow of Kurt Cobain.
Damn. Yeah, that's really upset.
And she's also the front woman for Hole, the rock band Hole,
Yeah.
and she's also an actress.
All
And
right.
one more, there's also Michael Musso, best known as Oliver Oaken from Hannah Montana.
How about Richard Roundtree, movie actor? Died October 2023 at 81.
God. Fred Savage, 49, TV actor. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Two Broke Girls. I love Two Broke Girls. I don't care what anybody says. I like that show.
I like it too. It's a good show.
It is. I always had a crush on the brunette girl. I keep forgetting her name, but man.
I'm gonna leave this guy for you, Henry.
Let me see. Am I missing somebody?
The wrestler.
Oh, here we
Yep.
go. He's from Michigan himself. Actually, Lincoln Park for basketball at times. Kevin Nash, 66, WWE Pro Wrestler, WWF Pro Wrestler, WCW Pro Wrestler, NWO Pro Wrestler. You know the big tops. I think he's done a couple movies. Yeah, yes, he's done a couple movies. He was a Russian in Punisher, and he was Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. That was him as Super Shredder. That was Kevin Nash. Even though the actual scene was supposed to be longer than that, for some reason they had to cut it to that. They were supposed to have a whole scene of him fighting all four of them for a little bit longer, like Super Shredder, then smashing everything apart. But
one last one. Rebecca Sugar. She's an animator for Adventure Time and Steven Universe.
Okay, July 10th now, people.
How about we give a shout out to Nikola Tesla? No, not you.
Nick Tesla for July 10th.
Nikola Tesla, the creator of the Tesla coil.
Yep.
And
We should have focused more.
Ford.
We should have focused more on his kind of stuff in certain ways.
Oh yeah.
Wow, he died at age 86 in 1943. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. There actually were people that lived a long time. It all depended on your health, mostly your dental. If you took care of your teeth or not, or if someone murdered you or not, or plagues or sicknesses and diseases. Some people didn't know what was killing them half the time. That was the other thing. Doctors were nightmares in the past. They weren't healers. They were experimenting. You were you were a test monkey.
I think that sums up perfectly in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you had to help a guy get a guy to experiment the new electric chair, and he goes, "This is a new way that will very gently kill this person and put him into the next life," without realizing it literally fries him to death.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're cooking, and they're still alive.
Pop singer Jessica Simpson.
Oh, I was going to get her.
How about Sophie Valgora? 53. She's that. She plays in Greta in the Modern Family series.
Yeah, I got one. Wyatt Russell, 39, movie actor. Let's do a couple more.
How about Gon Yu, 46. He is a movie actor who played in The Suspect as a North Korean spy and The Silence as a art teacher.
Oh,
One right here. Will Smith.
I was just about to get that guy.
Will Smith or like one of his kids?
He's a baseball player.
Yeah, he's a white baseball player.
Red-headed white dude. It's a baseball player for, I think, Kentucky. And his name is Will Smith.
Player for the San Francisco Giants.
I bet he always gets jokes all the time at him about that.
Oh yeah.
100%. He can say, "Hey, are you from Bel Air?"
Or didn't you slap Chris Rock recently? And Chris Rock almost beat you. No joke. I think Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Here's one. She's from Grey's Anatomy. Jackie Chung.
Oh yeah. Ooh yeah. She was a good one.
46.
Here's another one. Fiona Swan or Schwan or
Shaw.
Wow.
Fiona Shaw. 67.
Last name.
How about Stefan Keller Stefanisson? I'm not gonna try.
Stefan Carl Stephenson.
That's the one. Age. He died in 2018 at 48. He was the bad guy
43.
At 43. Thank you. And he was the bad guy in the Lazy Town series.
Yep. We are number one.
He's a YouTube star I actually watch occasionally. James Rolfe, 45.
What did she play in Grey's Anatomy?
He's been in a YouTube channel for a while for the cinema massacre and stuff like that. He yeah, he was part of all that.
I got one. Last one. Flo
And Dope
Shaw,
Love.
movie actress, 67. She is best known for her playing Petunia in the Harry
You
Potter.
already said her.
Fine,
What
you
about,
that
what about Phyllis Smith? Have you said what about Phyllis Smith? 74 TV actress. She's been in a lot of things. But all right, let's go to the next one.
11.
It's today, July. Nope, sorry, not today.
Now
July
July
11th.
11th.
We still got a few to go after that. Holy crap balls!
Here you go. Justin Chambers, TV actor, 55. He was also in Grey's Anatomy. He's actually besides what's her the main actress. He's the actually one that was stuck out the longest.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
All
here's
right,
one. U.S. President John Quincy Adams, 1767 to 1848.
nice. I got David Herod, 36 TV actor. He was what was it? Drake and Josh.
Yeah. Wait, what?
He's
Who?
gotten fit from being the chunky kid to being a fit man now. He's a
Who?
good actor.
Josh.
Ah. No, he wasn't Josh.
No, that wasn't him.
He's from Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, yep, you're right. I got those two mixed up because they look so familiar.
Yeah, he plays Justin Russo in Wizards of Waverly Place.
Son
And,
of How I Met Your Mother, and That's So Raven.
yep,
That's
and
what
Larry.
That's so Raven.
Mm-hmm.
I like That's So Raven. I had a crush on the
Yeah,
redhead.
no, Josh is in. That's his actual name, Josh Peck. It's Drake Bell and Josh Peck. That's Drake and Josh.
Back to it, guys.
David Garheim, movie actor. He died in 2024 at age 99.
Ooh, here's one from Days of Our Lives. Lisa Rena.
Wait, that's a real series?
Yes.
You didn't know Days Are Alive wasn't
62.
real?
I
I
love Days of Our
I
Lives.
only see it in like movies and shit.
No,
No,
it's real.
that's an actual
that.
soap opera. It's an amazing soap opera.
I watched it since I was a kid. Every
Same.
time I would just be watching that.
That, As the World Turns, General Hospital, Young and the Restless.
I watched a lot of drama. A lot.
That's because your
Probably
life.
why I was so good with the ladies was because I understood drama.
And that's because your life is nothing but drama.
It's better now. These 10
It
years.
is better now, but
I'm still dealing with it.
There's always going to be drama no matter who you are, where you go. It just.
Oh, here's one.
Making it.
Movie actor David Graham from 1925 to 2024.
oh, Henry, you're gonna like me.
9 years old. He played Gordon Tracy in Thunderbirds.
I think we did that one already, but whatever.
We got Bruce McGill, 75, movie actor. Do one more before we go to the next one for the 12th.
Ooh, here we go. Richie Sambora, guitarist of Bon Jovi.
There you go.
66.
All right. On to the 12th. Got
Melissa O'Neill, a TV actress, 37. She plays as Lucy Chung in The Wookiee.
Phoebe Tonkin, 36, TV actress. Happy birthday.
Ah, here we go. From
Oh.
Squid Game, Lee Byung-hun.
I got one after that. I got one that I grew up with.
55.
Watching fight from wrestling, football, and MMA himself, Brock Lesnar. 48 years old.
How about Melissa Rodriguez? Rodriguez, 47. She was known for the Fast and Furious, Lost, and the Resident Evil, the first one.
Oh, here's another Here's another wrestler from WWE, Sami Zayn. 41 today.
Oh, here we go. Topher Grayson, movie actor. Well, movie and TV actor. 47. Best for his portrayal of Eric Foreman in That 70s Show.
Still a dumbass. I mean, well,
And that 90 show. Don't forget, he did show up at least once in That 90s Show.
oh, that's
Oh,
great.
here's someone from Reba, from the show Reba. Steve Howie, TV actor. He's 48.
I got one. Richard Simmons,
I was just going to do that one.
1948 to 2024, entrepreneur.
Wow. He died so. Oh, yeah, because of all that cocaine he did.
Here we go.
Okay.
Former
That guy-
drummer of
Oh,
here we go. Former drummer of Kiss, Eric Carr, 1950 to 1991. Died at the age of 41.
Right.
Wow, he died.
13th. Got Lehman Yamal, 18, soccer player. There you go.
Charlie Murphy, comedian, died. He died in 2027 at 57. He
Here
was
we
one-
go. Here we go. Indiana Jones himself and
Got
and also
How did I miss
Han
that?
Solo, Harrison Ford, 83.
Wait a minute, how did I miss that?
It was right there too. It was perfect forward. All right, I got one. Tom Kenny, 63, voice actor.
Are you guys on the next day? Because I'm not seeing him.
We're on the 13th.
Okay, yeah, you guys, yeah. No, 15.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Stewart. Or did you already say him?
No, we didn't get to Patrick Stewart yet. How old is he?
Yep. 85.
Wow. Oh, here's one. If it stops going. Ken Jeong, 56, movie actor. He is that gay, that funny
Yep.
Asian guy. And he's in a lot of things.
Gay!
Yep, that guy. He pulls out guns and Transformers and starts gangster shooting and freaking out.
Oh, Mr. 420 himself. Cheech Marin, 79.
Oh, Cheech. 79 from Cheech and Chong, from Corsican Brothers, from Yellowbeard, from Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke,
He is also Timon from The Lion King.
and they're making another Cheech and Chong movie. It's their final movie.
Yep.
I'm excited to watch
I'm
it.
looking forward to that one.
Kenny
Dude,
Johnson.
you know we need a pregame for that one. We need to show up.
Kenny Johnson, TV actor, 62. He was plays Luca in the SWAT series.
Ah.
Let's see what else we got.
Okay, we also have Ashley Scott from Walking Tall. She's 48.
All right, want to go to the next one? Or you guys want to do one?
Here's one that actually died.
Oh, no.
Robert Forster from 1941 to 2019. He's the one that played Max Cherry in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown and Dr. Simon in Psycho.
Oh, wow. Oh. So I got one for July 14th. Conor McGregor, 37, MMA fighter. Wow, he's only a little older than me, but like a few months.
I got one. U.S. President Gerald Ford, the 38th President of the United States of America. He
America.
died in 2006 at the age of 93.
Oh, here's one. Roger Clark, 47. He is the actual guy that does the motion capture for Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Cool.
Ooh. Oh wow, I didn't know that was him.
How about Matthew Fox, TV actor, age 59? Was the doctor in Lost.
Oh, frontman from Imagine Dragons, Dan Reynolds, 38. You got one, Henry?
Yeah, I got this one. Anna Campbell, 45, a YouTube star. And then you got Phoebe Waller-Bridge ready. Now we're on July 15th. We still got two more.
Oh, we still have two more?
Yeah, we got July 15th and July 16th still. We're on July 15th now.
Shit, I thought we were.
Uh, got Keena Ose. Oh shit. 26 pop singer.
Oh, here we go. Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy!
Just saw that.
29.
We got Ray Taylor, 48 guitarist.
Oh, Ray Toro,
How about Forrest Walker,
from My Chemical Romance.
Walter
English, can you
Hitaker
got,
Whitaker?
Howard
Whitaker,
Whitaker.
64. He's played a lot of good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor Keeney, 44, TV actor. Here's one. Forrest Whitaker. Oh, you already did that one.
You just said that one.
I got all
Here we
excited.
go. Marty Wright, a.k.a. the Boogeyman.
Right.
61.
How about
What
Eddie
about,
Griffin, comedian,
got it.
57.
He's funny.
One of his roles was Undercover Brother.
Yeah, that's my palm pocket. He's been in a lot of things, like what was it, the Friday movies and a few other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He played a pimp. He also voiced, I think, the pimp named Slapback or whatever, or Slickback.
Slickback.
Pimp named Slickback. Here we go. Here's a wrestler one. Did you already get Ooga Booga Man?
Yes, I just did him.
Wow.
That's the one I literally just went like, known as the Boogeyman.
And everybody still missed it. How? No. We could do one more for this one, and then we go to
Here we
today.
go. Getchy Bongo, 36. He's a music producer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep, today is the 16th.
He is an African music. He's from South Africa.
Oh, I got one. Will Ferrell, 57.
Oh man, I was gonna get him.
He is one of the ones who actually started his career at Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
pretty
Saturday
funny.
Night Live has had like a literal laundry list of great actors coming from them. Eddie Murphy, the guy who played Ghostbusters, Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck was great.
um, Adam Sandler. I can't remember their names. Sorry.
But
you're
on
fine.
to today.
Yep, on to today. I'm gonna go with James Maslow, 34, pop singer. Come on.
Here's one. Bobby Lashley, 48, wrestler.
How about Cordy Fieldman, 54, movie actor. He's one of his two iconic roles was he was in The Goonies and The Lost Boys.
Oh, here we go. From Gremlins, Phoebe Cates, 62.
Very end.
61.
All right, and anybody else that we want to talk to? Here we go. Chuckawaka Ikawini. I can't believe I said that right. A 29 pop singer. His literally is called Chuckawaka Ikawini. Carry on, kind sir. Happy birthday.
I'm so confused. Where are you seeing this character?
Near the bottom of the 16th.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
The pink background drop.
I saw him. Oh, here we
The
go.
real name,
Whiz Kid.
the real person.
Whiz Kid, music singer. World music singer.
All right, and we'll do one more before we end it for tonight for the birthdays. What about Kevin Abstract, 28, rapper? Happy birthday, buddy. Ooh, I call it July 18th. That's next week. So, back to it. Thunder Bay Studios.
Hang on, let me make sure I'm saying the name right. It's called the Guangxi, I think it's called. Today, my true believers, we are going to be talking about a Scottish folklore that could be considered a trickster who has actually done it all, who's been helpful, been trickster, and has also done harm to people.
Was that me? I didn't know you were.
Yeah, we'll repeat that now. You wait it and see.
The name is the Guangxi.
You know, as the Black Sheep.
The Guangxi was is oftentimes depicted as it used to in the olden days. It used to be depicted as like a sort of like satyr character, goat, lower half, upper half of person. In other tales, that she's actually a full person. There's a tale called a Guangxi of the Lahoran, Laclalina. Basically, she there was a farmer named of Stefan McKee who was wanted to deliver his goods across the lake. And he waited too long, and a massive storm came across. So he got his goods into his boat and started rowing across the boat. Well, before he started rowing, he a young lady come up to him saying, "Kind sir, can you please give me a chance? Can you please give me access across the road, across the river?" He goes, happy to reply. She goes, he looks at her and goes, "I would be kindly happy to, young lass, but only if the water is too. I would be happy to, young lass, only if the water wasn't too rough on you." The glad she said, I'm. If you're happy, so am I." And as she's replying, she jumped in the boat. Well, as he started rowing across the river, across the lake, massive storm hit, and the waters got much rougher. And as he was rowing, he started getting a lot tougher to keep the boat from flowing. The glad sheet looks over and goes, "Hey, I can help you." He goes, "Ah, no, I got it." And as he kept rowing, the storm got worse to the point at which he had no choice but to offer her help. So she goes over, grabs the other oar, starts rowing, not realizing, not prepared. She rowed him out of the way. He just stared at her. So he had trouble rowing his way across the lock. and then they were rowing so vigorously they actually beached the entire boat off up onto the beach. As she walked, as he thanked her, and as he goes, "You want to go get some? Want to go get a beer or something?" And she goes, "Nah, I'm good." He walks off and never saw her again. That's when he realized that she was a Glanchi.
Wow. So it's like a little like tell, or also does there look like she's dressed a certain way, or
She's dressed almost always dressed in green.
okay,
Now,
even
some
so.
Glanchis are sort of like brownies in some regards, where they're actually bound to a castle. The castle of the Glanchi of Don of Dunlan Castle.
Hmm.
And actually, it's real fascinating because they actually had it was actually the person that was a chambermaid, and the she took a pity on her and branded her, and now she's a Glanchi, and she stays in that castle for the rest of the time that people were using it. She actually took care of a mentally ill kid. So her clothing would be found the next morning, washed, cleaned, and folded, ready to be and needed. Food was cooked. The place was cleaned, and she did it happily for many, many years. There was a tale of a Glanchi. There was also tales of Glanchis taking care of cattle. Uh, there was one who was working for ranchers who they loved each other. They beloved each other. All she asked was for some milk from the cattle. So she she had the gift of foresight. She knew that these cattle were treated so well that they became one of the best cattle in the land. Well, people found out about that. Some raiders came to steal that cattle. But she had the gift, but the Glen she had the gift of foresight. So she took all that cattle, got up into the hills before the raiders got there. Well, the raiders, being persistent bastards that they were, followed her, and she knew that that she couldn't protect the cattle. So she took the palm of her hand, slapped each one of the cows, and turned them all into stone. But because of that, she was distraught, and she was never seen again. And a tradition has been set forth in that area where they leave a saucer of milk out on their porch every night during the good harvest times. There are also tales of Blanche being mischievous. There was a tale of a blacksmith who, every day he came into his, and every time he came into his smithy, he'd find his tools awry, his projects messed up, his tools dented or damaged, and for weeks he couldn't figure out what was going on. Then he figured out it must be a Glanchi. So one night he took his biggest hammer, hid in a corner, and waited and waited. Then one night the Glanchi and her young daughter came in, and the Glanchi started jumping and dancing around the tools, disturbing all of his hard work, damaging his tools, disturbing his work. And he came out and threatened them, saying, "Get out of my smithy." And they obliged, and never bothered him again. What else was there? Oh, there are also tales of Glanchi who helped hunt, who were either discouraged or helped hunters with their blessing, of course, if they got a sacrifice. Well, this one hunter was out and about during while his cattle were off doing their grazing. He sees this woman dressed in green running down the hills towards him and starting saying gibberish to him. And he booked it. He ran away, and he went home to his big old black faithful dog, and they went to bed that night. Well, the Glanchi followed him, went into his house. The dog woke up after hearing the noise of her coming into the house, woke up and grabbed her and started barking and snarling and roll her down. But because of the hunter waking up because to all the noise, all sleepy, he grabs his dog and pulls it off of her. After her pleading, she said, "Come to the meadow where you were, where we first met, and I will make sure you get the biggest, the white stag." And true to her word, he went to the meadow. He bagged him one hell of a buck. That's pretty much it. I know I'm not kind of disorganized.
Oh,
Anyway, back to you, DJ Thursday's base.
Go to your segment next.
Fine, I guess.
aha!
I don't have I don't have an intro created for it yet, so you just go right into it. Just
Okay,
do
I
that
know.
from now on.
Just
Go.
giving you a hard time. So today, for our fellow for your fellow citizens of the Imperium, with the blessing of the highest authority in the Inquisition, I am here to tell you the tale of one of the most beloved of Primarchs, the Primarch of the Ninth Legion, the great angel known as Sanguinius. Sanguinius was like all the was one of 20 different Primarchs that were all scattered across the universe by the powers of chaos. Sanguinius ended up on the desolate planet known as Baal, Baal. But I think it was Baal Secundus, if I remember correctly. Let me just double check. I believe yes. I believe it was Baal Secundus. Anyway, he was eventually found by a tribe on Baal Secundus. Now, one thing you have to understand about Baal is that it is a barren. The whole planet is irradiated, full of chemical warfare. If something happened during the long night, that the entire planet has been turned into a barren wasteland. Worse than
Virus bomb?
it was full of radiation and diseases and all that good stuff. Sanguinius was found by a tribe called themselves the Purebloods. Not that kind. And they debated amongst themselves whether they should kill this child or bring it into the fold because Sanguinius, unlike his other brothers, had big, beautiful, luscious white wings out of his back. He was a mutant. Sanguinius, but they chose to let him live. And he grew up amongst the tribe. At the age he was when he was just a 3-year-old toddler, he killed a fire scorpion with his bare hands. That's how badass he was. Within a year, he grew up to full maturity. Eventually, but the tribes were plagued by cannibals, and who were continuously his. So the cannibal tribes attacked Sanguinius's tribe. Sanguinius showed his other half of him. Sanguinius was beloved, he was kind, he was gentle. But on his other half, he was a beast, much like his legion is. He destroyed the tribe that attacked his people. But then he realized that if he wanted to keep his people safe, he would have to make sure that there were no more cannibal tribes. So he started a campaign to reunite all the tribes of Baal under one flag, and he succeeded. The Baal Secundus worship him as a god. That is when the emperor came. The emperor, the Sanguinius, having the gift of foresight, knew that the emperor was coming, and when he did, he bowed to him. But one thing that the emperor did not expect from him, he asked one question that no other Primarch ever asked, not even Angron. What if I refused? And this shook the emperor because none of the other Primarchs, but he said, "You will not, because you on this planet you would save tens of thousands. With me, you would save billions." And so Sanguinius, under one condition, he asked the emperor to swear on whatever he holds sacred that he will leave the people of Baal alone. The Imperial Creed would never come to this planet. They will live their lives the way they choose. And he agreed. And Sanguinius then joined the Great Crusade.
And did he keep his word?
Yes, he did. He did keep his word. Eventually, he would join his Gene sons, known as, which will be renamed as the the Blood Angels. Now, before the Blood Angels became that, they were known as the Revenants, and they were worse than the World Eaters, if you can imagine that. They would actually deliberately. There were stories of soldiers who were with them going missing. They were brutal. They were brutal. They were ripping guys apart and all that good stuff. Then Sanguinius came, and they changed because of it.
Yeah, one more.
He then eventually would find out about the genetic flaw in the Blood Angels, which was known as the Red Thirst, which is including himself, including Sanguinius, all have is a very strong urge to drink blood. They're basically space vampires. He eventually, he basically would become friends with all the Primarchs. He was known as the Beloved One. He was beloved by all the Primarchs in one way, shape, or form. Horus would become his closest friend, and he would actually find out about all the genetic flaws with the Blood Angels. And eventually, he would use that in against Sanguinius and the Blood Angels in in a way to help to in order in see for where is it in the segment I forgot what section was it.
Oh, wow. It is so much information, but it's so hard to find that we have so many books that if we put them on one person, they would die. That's how big Warhammer is. Just lore. Back to you.
Yes, there it is. The segment campaign, where Horus would basically was trying to get rid of Sanguinius.
Damn, that's huge.
Sanguinius, because he didn't want to fight him himself, because he still loves Sanguinius in his own way. But he basically was trying to force Sanguinius by exploiting the genetic flaw of the Red Thirst and the Black Rage into becoming a chaos god, a chaos like him and the rest of the traitor legions. But
Yeah, the frameworks that turn.
but because of Sanguinius' goodness and his truism and what he was, he never fell. He actually would fight a greater demon called Commander. I think his name was. Yeah, I believe it was Commander. Yeah, and he actually swore to Sanguinius to his face before he knocked him out that for the rest of for as long as the Ninth Legion exists, you will never know. I will always hunt them, and he does, and he did it and he still does it. In fact, in the book called "The Devastation of Baal," he actually appears as the great enemy, as well as a greater demon of Slanesh, was also known as the Kesher of the Perversion.
The perversion.
Anyway,
Episode of the perversion.
Sanguinius
Sorry,
was somewhat a coma, and the Blood Angels breaks the Pact of Nicaea to bring him out of it. They started using their psychic powers, and they knew that he was going to get sanctioned by the Emperor, but they said it's worth it because at the time Sanguinius was out of commission, and so all the other Blood Angels were freaking out and descended into the Black Rage and killing a bunch of people. In fact, they actually had space wolves with them. They were murdered by the Blood Angels.
Wow, that's crazy. Because space wolves are pretty fucking tough, and they're usually space werewolves.
Yeah.
So if they're being,
Well,
surprised.
it was like a squad. It wasn't like an entire legion, but it was just like a big. It was a large squad, but they were just overwhelmed by just the sheer brutality of the Black Rage.
Oh yeah, but there was numerous ones. It was not just like one or two. It was a fucking couple squads.
Eventually,
too.
Sanguinius would break free of the campaign and end up in the Ultramar system, where he becomes the de facto emperor of Imperius Secundus, with his brother Rabute Gilliman and Lionel Johnson. Well, that didn't last very long. Conrad Kurz eventually shows up because he was captured by the Lion and ended up on Ultramar. Cramp. It would end up on Ultramar for 2 years. He eluded capture by both Rabute Gilliman and the Lion, mostly because they were not working very well together. Eventually, they figured out that the Empire that the Imperium still lives, and the Emperor was still alive. So Gilliman and the Lion became the spearhead and broke open the warp storm that was preventing them to get to Terra, and Sanguinius managed to punch his way through with little to no casualties, and ended up on Terra, where on Terra is where he shines the most, because he not only defeats Commander again, he kicks Angron's ass, kills many of the traitor legions, and who else was there? He kicked one more major player too. Well, I forget who it was. All I know it was Commander and Angron who he kicked. But remember, he's been fighting. He fights for months and manages to close the gates of the Eternity Gates. And he does so much during the siege of Terra. But sadly, in the final battle on board what's the fucking flagship? My brain's just not it's just not working tonight.
But we do need to keep it moving though.
Yep. So we'll end this after that.
He ends up getting killed by on the Ventral Spirit. He ends up in a fisticuffs with Horus, and gets killed by Horus by his own hand.
Damn, that's hardcore. Does all this and dies.
But he manages to weaken Horus's armor enough so that the Emperor manages to take him down. But he dies in the process. And now forever, the Blood Angels will never forever have to deal with the Red Thirst and the Black Rage. Back to you, DJ Thunderbase.
It's game time. It seems like he already lost you guys.
I'm right here. I don't know where Henry is. Henry's abandoned us
On stream.
on stream. How could you, Henry? How could you? Anyway, I, I honestly don't know what to talk about. High on Life is coming back on Xbox Pass, I guess. It's the some of the voice actors from Rick and Morty are on it. That's one of the things that really made. And I actually played it a little bit, and I actually quite enjoyed it. Where you have to actually shove one of your guns up up the boss's ass at the end, and I just thought that was funny as hell.
That's so hardcore.
And the gun does survive.
A lot
So
of
what's
games.
your opinions on the new Switch 2?
Ooh,
I'm not getting the Switch 2, honestly, because
I'm a big Nintendo fan, but that
it's
go
just
on.
I just don't want to. I don't want to pay into
I'm
that
investing $1,000 in
fucking
nothing.
idea. Where fucking idea was the thought, oh yeah, we shouldn't do physical copies anymore. No, we should just give them a code so that we just pay $60 for a code that we can revoke at any time.
And by the way, you need to pay for more memory. Oh yeah, by the way, you need to pay for more, and you got to subscribe if you want extra. Oh yeah, by the way, if you use a different charger, it's bricked. You use a used game from a store that's selling it legally to you, it gets bricked. If you use a copy that you're not supposed to be using, it gets bricked. If you look on something or use a certain email at one point in time that has ever flagged at one point in anything of Nintendo, bricked. Or sometimes you just get it, it's already bricked.
Or have a staple in it.
Yeah, or a staple, or it'll work for a little bit and overheat, so and just not work right. And if you don't use
Honestly,
the right dock or charger, if you use a different charger at anything, off, gone, game over. You just wasted
honestly,
$1,000.
honestly, I think the biggest thing with I never get a new console when it first comes out because I always wait until
Yep,
it's at bare minimum a year.
yep. At least a year or two, depending.
So that way it works out all the bugs out of it, any flaws that they find in it. That way, and also by that time, it's also cheaper.
Yep, I waited for the Nintendo Switch. I waited 3 years because of all the bugs, issues originally, problems, and then when it came out, better with the upgraded parts. I got that. Everything's good now. I play the Switch often. I'm a big Nintendo fan. I have been since I was a kid. I was a subscriber to them with their actual like Nintendo subscription like magazines for years. I love Nintendo. Like I Xbox is cool, PlayStation's it's all right. PC is master race, no matter what you say. But Nintendo was my second. I would always go from PC to Nintendo, and I enjoyed my Nintendo. It was always loyal to me. It was tough, it was durable, lasted long. Until they got greedy recently. They're very greedy now, and it's upsetting. They're not going for the family or the group or the gamers, the fun. They're making it so there's issues now, and because they're making issues and problems, no one wants their stuff. Like I'm gonna keep my old stuff. I like my old Nintendo. I have my old stuff. I'll keep all that.
Honestly, I cannot imagine that there was somebody who did not say, "This is going to this is really stupid. We should not do this." And
They
this
don't
is
have a
going
common sense
to
guy. They need to hire a
somebody who
common
has
sense
common
guy.
sense.
What they had is they had a yes man and went, oh, this is great. Oh, we make so much money. If they do this, they have to buy another one. Ha 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 ha. Wait, why do we get lawsuit? What do you mean this isn't legal? You fucked up. Sorry if that was a shitty Japanese thing. I wasn't really trying. But the point was, the hell, dude. Why are you being a dick? Like, the Nintendo is not what it used to be because the original owner is dead, sadly, now and gone. So
And that's why they're doing it.
they're now taking as a cash grab whatever is left while the ship is sinking instead of building it back up. Like, it was family oriented, it was fun. The Switch and all the games added on was great. They should have kept with what it was, just better, more modified, upgraded in some kind of format, and made it so like you can harness more games and stuff, and it has better memory. Like that was the one thing I had a problem with when I first got the Switch is there's lack thereof of memory. It's a problem. Like I had to buy I was like I think a 500 gig plus. And I need to get a terabyte because my 500 gigs already maxed for my games. I have like over 100 games on my Switch, and not including my hard copies of other games. I like hard copies for a reason. Hard copy movies, shows, games, animes, anything. Because there was one, I don't remember which one it was, but they sent an email saying if you own a hard copy of this said game, you must destroy it, this, and this. And you're never allowed to play it again, this, and this, because they are not part of our license agreement or something anymore. And then if you do have it in your library, we're going to take it, and if you don't have it hard downloaded, if you do have it hard downloaded, delete it. Or else. And we're like, or else what? It's ours. We own it. We paid for it. If we bought something and purchased it, and purchasing is not actually owning, then isn't piracy not theft?
Well, it's also that, but it's also you're encouraging piracy.
Yeah, 100%. You're now encouraging a whole nation of it because no one wants to deal with that.
Or not to mention the fact, or you're just not going to buy their product, or you're going to buy their product on an emulator on your PC, where you can play the exact same game on a PC.
Yep.
So basically, you're screwing yourself. It's the short sightedness of greedy corporations.
The Nintendo games, $80 to $100 on the PC for Steam or other games, $30.
No, it's the greed of it's the short-sightedness of greed. It's like you cannot see the long-term repercussions of what you are about to do. You are putting out a product that you are literally telling your people who are buying your product, if you don't do what we tell you, we will take away your video games. Like we're fucking children. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you know how well that worked out with parents? It didn't. or it only worked out a little bit.
If you do it in a proper manner, like what my parents did, there is something that they did a lot of good things at the same time did a lot of bad things. One of the good things they did was you have a choice between TV for 2 hours or video games for 2 hours after dinner and after family time. Or you can sit with the family and all watch something together and play video games together, which sometimes we did, like Gauntlet Legends. I loved playing Gauntlet Legends for Nintendo 64. And we'd play all four of us, and then one of us would sit out, which usually my mom, because she wasn't good at playing games. She didn't like it. Everybody else played, me, my brother, my sister, my dad. But, like, there was a schedule. My dad would be like, all right, you guys did all your stuff, you did your homework, you did your workouts, you did your training, you did your laundry, your chores, you took care of the animals, and fed them and or cleaned their cages. You get 2 hours of either video games or TV, what do you choose? And sometimes my brother or my sister, usually my sister, would take over the TV. I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to go and play a video game. So I'd sit in my room, turn on some N64, put on Conker's Bad Fur Day, and yeah. Or Battle Tanks, or Army Men Sergeant Heroes. I love Battle Tanks. Dude, Battle Tanks.
Tiny Tank. Oh my god, you would love Tiny Tank. It's like it's this like AI style an AI little tank that you have to drive around, and it has and it talks, and you have to pick up weapons and just fight bad guys, and there's the commercials in between. It's like, you guys, hi there, and he's like does the spiel, and he goes, what the fuck did I just say?
That's funny. I remember Battle Tanks, where the commercial was a little cuddly teddy bear would be running for his life as a tank is running him over or shooting at him and blasting him. Because it was one of the ones that looked like from the soft commercial with the teddy bear, but it was a different one.
The Care Bear.
Like, oh, cute little teddy bear, and he's running for his life. You're like, what the hell? He's like, ah! And then just a tank. And then it says Battle Tanks War, or like World War or something like that. And I loved it. It was my favorite one. Me and my dad played it forever. All right, but now
it's time for everyone's favorite moment. Here's our political chat.
So,
We're learning tonight 6 Secret Service agents that were connected to Trump's Butler assassination attempt have been suspended. This comes just days shy of the shooting's anniversary. The identities of the agents suspended are unknown, but sources say their roles range from supervisory positions
Wow.
to line level agents. We'll
yeah,
continue to monitor this story and bring you any update.
I think it's a cover up.
yeah. For me, right off rip, Tim Pool just said it himself. Right off rip, it's a cover up. Like I agree because right off rip, how the hell was he allowed to fly a drone? Firstly, for over like 2 to 3 hours, people were calling him out. Regular people, and it's like the civilians taking pictures, videos, calling him out, and everything else. And then he walked around with this bag that was a rifle bag. You obviously fucking see. Carried it. Everybody could see him climbing up to the roof, marking and getting ready, and people are calling it out, and they let it happen. And mysteriously, somehow, some way, like all the CIA, FBI, the Secret Service, the police themselves, everybody, not one person was told and or informed, and if they were told to stand down and let it happen in some kind of formality. Yeah, the guys aren't, they shouldn't be just suspended. They should be fired or held in some kind of accountability because they just helped assassinate. It doesn't matter which side you're on. If you just assassinated Donald Trump, or if it was Biden, or if it was Kamala, or anybody, you just made a damn martyr. Period.
Killing Trump at that time period would not have helped.
No, it would have been civil war.
Political violence almost never works out in the long run because because it means that communication and talking have failed, and that means that doesn't make any sense because when you were trying to kill, look at what happened with and during World War One, at the beginning of World War One, when the guy killed the Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's how it all started.
And that was the spark that started off World War One, and that was
It was a chain of
what,
effects.
5-6 years of just mud, guts, tread, just
And we're
horrible.
dealing with it now, and we're going to see it in history in 20 or 30 years. World War III that started 3 or 4 years ago at a certain date or time because of Russia or Ukraine, and then India, Pakistan, and everybody else, and China with everybody because China, and then all the rest of the other countries.
China has their own problems.
Yeah, I know, and they're trying to put it on the rest of the world, and it's really annoying because they even the,
Apparently, doesn't like being called Winnie the Pooh.
even Europe itself is going mad in some of this way with the politics because like look what they did when it came to like, the whole migrants, and they just let in 100 or like what was it? It was 1 million plus undocumented without even knowing who the hell or what. Just let it in.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't document, didn't get information, didn't get pictures, didn't find out who was what, and then a few months later, wreck gangs, trucks of peace, people getting murdered in every single kind of way, girls getting horribly beaten just because they're showing their hair. But you want to take another clip and post another thing if you like.
Bill, it's a massive tax cut. If it's not approved, your taxes will go up by 68%. Think of that, 68, a record, the highest in the history. The Democrats won't approve it only because politically it's so good for the Republicans. The Democrats aren't approving it. But think of what they're not approving. They're not approving border security. We've done a great job at the border, but we have to add some more. We have to do, various things.
That's something I can agree on with what Trump is doing right now. They're doing a great job now. It's almost zero now. There's barely any people coming in now that are undocumented. If you're documented, of course, correctly, coming through the gates, not illegally. Like they're cutting that down substantially and quickly. They've done pretty good. There is some mess ups. Everybody's going to have them. Doesn't matter what. But yeah, we had a big influx. What he was saying, like he did say 60 something, like 68%. That is a little high in like because it did go up to over 30 to 40%, and that's the problem. It was originally, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago, it was at like I would say 18%, somewhere around there. I can handle that. That's fine. Once it started hitting 20, I started having little problems. Started hitting 30, really started having problems. Now it's starting to hit 40%. Like Trump's starting to drop that back down. Like, that's much appreciated because they would have increased more because there are some bills they were throwing in there to up shit and making us pay for it. Just like how they paid for, we just, not them, we just paid for that war. You, me, Thunderbase, all of us, taxpayers, paid for a war that we didn't want to pay for. We didn't agree on it. We didn't say yes. They sent that shit over, and we had no power or control over that. But yeah, for Trump, he does over exaggerate what he says sometimes. That's why I don't believe would have been.
He outright lies.
Well, it's not a downright lie. There's actual proof that they did up the price on that, and then the border is more secure now. Like, it's far more secure than it's been in 4 or 5 years. They had it open, and it was between, I think it was like 12 million to almost 15 million undocumented.
I do agree that what Biden did with the allowing all those immigrants in was not the right way of doing it. He should have made sure that they had the skills. I understand why he did it, because we needed laborers for all the projects he wanted to do.
We have those, though. They had people.
He did it wrong because he allowed people without getting the proper documentation to make sure these are not people who are going to be basically going to do gangs or who are horrible people who should not be doing in this country.
Oh, here was the thing about that is that he just let it in. He just still said, "Hey guys, you're still welcome, but come in the right way." He didn't say nothing like that. I watched all the ones that he said every single time. Just come right in. No, you come in, get your documentation, get in line, wait accordingly. Every single person, and if you're having a struggle or problem, or you're coming from a country that you're like life is in danger, they'll take you in a different manner, the proper way, and still have to get the documentation of who you are, why you're here. Are you a good person? Are you not? Do you have the intelligence to learn more than one language besides your home language that you have? Are you a drug dealer? Are you a child trafficker? Are you a pedo? Like, are you one of these things? Like, we need to know. And there's a lot of bad people, because that was the thing. They were sending their worst. There was prisoners being sent here. That was the problem. There were a lot of murders and everything, and people don't believe it until they check out the news on the border and the rim of where all this happens. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, but the problem is how Donald Trump is dealing with the immigration now is not the way. He's
pushing some enforcement because other people were being paid by the Democratic Party to do illegal things against ICE.
The problem is when you're literally going into fields and taking people without checking their documentation, without actually doing the due process that actually makes sure that those people are not there illegally. He's just picking up random people off the fucking
street. But then in that case, you have the ICE officers to blame, not Trump.
Yeah, that's how they were
amongst the ICE officers.
It's Buck. The buck stops with him. He's the leader. He is in that loop. Well, it's not just. I agree. It's not just Trump, but he is in that loop.
He has to be because he's the leader, but at the same time, other people's bad actions don't fall on him until that certain point. If he gave the order in that certain way, yes, it does fall on him, but he did not give the order in that such way. That was other commands. The thing is, though, is they did check documentation and ask, "Hey, are all these people in the field this, and this?" And when the guy went, that's when they were like, "Well, we're going to go check." That was the thing on it. And then the one that they found a marijuana farm, they were all illegals, and they were underage children, like slave labor, not getting paid. And it was horrible. It was messed up. And it was like between 20 to 40 children of ages of 11 and under. No one was above 11, from what they stated. Well, let's go with the next clip.
Cold War. There's a little visitor's guide that people get when you do tours late at night. You've probably seen your constituents and visitors and friends get the guide. If you turn, I think it's about to page 21. It explains why that's there. And it says, Congress voted to put that there as a rebuke to the Soviets' worldview at the height of the Cold War. Why? Because communism, socialism, find their root in Marxism. And Marxism begins with the belief that
I've read the stuff of Marxism, and he is incorrect.
Of course he's incorrect. Mike Johnson's about as smart, as intelligent as a tree stump, And
Well,
it's
the
an
thing
instant
is,
keystone.
Marxism itself is still not a good thing in general.
Oh
It's
no,
not.
no! Don't get me wrong. Communism, socialism, and Marxism are not good in the sense of one. Karl Marx fudged his numbers. He lied about his numbers. So two, communism was not designed for places like Russia or China. It was designed for places like Germany, a landlocked country with very, very few natural resources.
Well,
It was
see, now
not
that's the thing.
places
They need
like
to explain that.
Russia.
It wasn't explained like that. That's the problem. Now, that they put that in the book or information such as this works in small tribes, this works in towns in certain areas that are locked out, or this works in small countries maybe, but it could not work on a large scale, because the top people that are working their ass off are not going to trickle everything down back to the people that aren't doing anything. Like you have to do something at least. But that's the problem. It always falls to it, plus a lot of death, and it's always that rich get higher, more power, and they always let the lower die, and they murder fuck them. Like there's not one thing of proof that there's ever been
It's not just
good
that.
socialism
It's also the simple fact is that
ever been successful.
humanity communism never works for humanity because we are a selfish creatures. We have always been selfish creatures. We
Well,
always it's like you said, we always want to be that one person who's always at the top. We always want to be that one with the fanciest cars, the most money, the beautifulest woman.
Yeah,
We always,
there are those people, yeah. But some people need to be humbled, and that's what it comes down to in life, and that's the problem. You can't get either of those, but you have greedy people. Because the thing is, with socialism and communism, it's always the power that ruins everything. You have to remember that it's once those said people get power and they don't build it up as a proper council, they don't build it up as a proper group to share information and judge accordingly. They get one or two guys or a few guys up top that have the most power, money, and weapons, and go, "Cool, you guys all share in this. You guys all work and pay for this." And then after time, people start dying, and they don't care. And also, the medical is the worst for socialism and everything too, because you're not getting the right care at the right time for it. You need it.
well, it's also the simple fact is Stalin was not the right leader for
No,
communism because Stalin was a thug. Stalin only believed in one thing. It's is is governance through force and fear. He believed that it was power until the day he died. He let his own son get executed by the Nazis because he didn't fight them off.
because of pride.
Mhm.
It's just messed up, and it's stupid and cowardice in its own way. Some things are dumb that some people do, and the thing is that he didn't think about the actual outcomes. He thought about his own personal greed of how people would supposedly look at him, but that he didn't think about the other outcomes. Like it just some of the stuff doesn't make any sense at all. Like why he did it, but other things it's just cowardice. Well, let's carry on with the next part.
I could say, oh, gee, I don't know. I think I probably do because we've had a great record of success. My first term was very, very successful. We had the greatest
No, it wasn't.
economy in the history of our country. I think we're going to blow it away this term. But,
I doubt it.
we're improving certain things. And
I don't know. I would rather our country
probably it's
be
got
forward to our country.
more gravitas, more power.
Right there, for Trump and everything, he's being courageous for us. He's being positive. He's going, hey, here's the. I'm not going to have the outcome on that. Well,
Because
there's things. We thought
the biggest thing. This is what Donald Trump has done his entire life. Every single thing he's ever touched has gone to shit. Trump Vodka, Trump Casino, Trump Airlines, Trump University. And that's just four I can think of off the top of my head. All of
anything
them.
with name strapped on it in that certain sense, yes, and he's learned his lesson on those. But he does own other companies that have been very successful in things as long as he doesn't have his name stamped on it, and he works on third parties like the other companies that are secret, third party BlackRock and everything. They own everything, and you just don't know it. But for
It's
him,
also because the simple fact is one of the reasons most of his business has been successful is because he's not directly involved. The problem is
no, he runs it the right way now, as the proper CEO and or boss. Hey, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at these, what's going on? He's not directly involved, because when he's directly involved is when he has a problem. When he starts screwing some things up, because he knows his personality will cross with that. He does talk a big game about some stuff, but he's talking positive because he should talk positive about our country and hoping that we're going further. I believe we should push harder and be the
Yeah,
greatest thing because
but
we
when
fell
you
for
sign
the past 4 years.
the
We
biggest
had horrible 4 years because of the Bidenomics that messed everything up.
But the biggest thing is when you sign in a bill where it's going to limit the access to EV technology, and you're basically with that EV technology is the future. That is the future. Every single economist in the world, every scientist has all agreed. EV technology, solar power, solar, wind, and battery power and nuclear energy is the future.
No,
But
nuclear energy, 100%. But
Mhm.
solar has a pro and con. Wind has a pro and con. Nuclear does not, as long as you have it maintained and created properly in a stronghold accordingly. And then electrical like batteries have a pro and con. It gets too cold, battery dies quickly. It gets too hot, it blows up. For solar gets too hot, catches on fire because it can only goes to a certain extent till it actually catches on fire or blows up itself or charge or it gets so much of a charge that it can't produce anywhere else. For the fans, it takes a lot of energy just to build to get them. They kill a bunch of birds left and right. They mass slaughter them. And they break. Sometimes they shoot off a blade a mile away somewhere, or they launch it somewhere and it flings off
Not
and
to
kills.
mention if they catch fire, no one can really get to them.
Yep, and you can't stop them. You just gotta let them. It's like a windmill would be better.
Mhm.
But the concept is that how they did produce
or
it. They made a
geothermal.
solar. If they made a solar wind farm, like a wind farm, like make it like a wind farm, but solar as a wind is like the as I just said, a windmill, as a windmill, but solar panels, and then make it controlled like that, and make it so it can absorb by two different manners. That could help substantially. Maybe near some water as well that runs, so it can do the running like the old school manners. But you can't just rely on that. Germany, look at Europe. Did you see what happened during the winter?
Mhm.
A bunch of people died. A bunch of people froze to death because they relied on wind and solar and batteries only, which all went to shit once the planet shifted and it's colder in that general area now, where our area is now shifted and getting warmer in certain areas and getting colder in other areas. So like you need to rely sometimes on fossil fuels. That should be the backup though. Fossil fuels should always be your back deterrent. The other things should be produced as a push, but safely, accordingly, not fast. These things they push out fast were done in the past 5 years. Mainly our own government, not just what the Democrats did. It's not just your side. It's not your fault. It's not just them. Half of them were being ran by a shadow cabal that doesn't even know what's really going on, that is screwing everything up for everybody. For power, gain money, weakening the country so something else can take over so they have a new slave labor race for the next 50 to 100 years. We don't want that. We're going to fight back. But let's go to the next thing.
Rather talk about the success we have with the economy, the best we've ever had, and all of the things we've done, including the Middle East. I mean, you see it. Instead, they want to talk about the Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really doing the Democrats' work. They're stupid people. I'd rather.
Now,
The problem is that Donald Trump does not want the Epstein files mostly for selfish reasons. The reason he doesn't want the Epstein files released is because he's prominently in it. Now, I will say this: do I think he actually participated in the actual smuggling of people? No, because has Donald Trump does not have the capacity of saying, "Oh, I don't know," because he's the kind of person.
he would have said it by now. He is bombastic, and you know he is. He would have fucking outed himself.
Yeah, and that's why he never. That's why he didn't participate.
The
Now,
only thing he ever said that he did do that they had an interview about was the girls that were on the island at one point. Was two of them that met him during the time he had the plane fiasco because of the storm, and he was nice as a gentleman, didn't want to touch anybody. He was actually very awkward because he didn't like Epstein, and he didn't want anybody to try to put anything on him because he had a, how can you say, paranoia that they were going to try to put something on him. Because there's already shit on him. Go for that. But the
Yeah,
Epstein thing, he
I mean,
no, he was innocent on that. He showed up that one time, and maybe he was on there maybe one other time with like, yeah, I want to check it out, and go, oh, this is fucking weird. I'm leaving. Like I thought I'm weird. You're weird. Like
but the point I'm making is that even if he's just, even if he should still release the files. Even if he is,
no, I
even
agree.
because
He's
he
the
should
father.
release the files because one, he promised he would.
Not just
Two,
him. The other lady did too. The one director's lady,
Pam Bondi and Cash Patel, all these people promised that they were going to release these files,
and they lied.
and they lied.
And they did that show off. They did that stupid photo op that was a lie. They had a bunch of people handed a bunch of information that almost everybody already knew that's on the internet. And the original list that was dropped, which is most of the names, except for the last few pages, which are the big names, and the first page. You don't get to see the first page, which is the biggest names, and you don't get to see the last few pages, which are because it says out of, and they're not on the list. Certain people won't be said because of, but they skip pages because they're big names probably that would mess up the whole, not just the country, the world. Like I bet there's names on there probably like I'm not just forgive me for some of the people that for God and everything for that, but I bet there were some people in the Vatican or the Pope or whatnot that maybe went and their names on there and no one wants to know because someone's going to get offed and because of innocence and they need proof for that or protection. It could be also judges. It could also be CEOs. It could be people that are running Disney. It could be people that are running freaking Coca-Cola or anything else. There's a lot of names on there that people are like, oh, I'm not buying this ever again, and they don't want that. You know that's going to happen. The second those certain names pop up, that's it. Everybody, they know everybody in America, at least a good 80 to 90% of people in America are against pedophilia, are against child touching, against all that stuff. But there's those horrible 9 to 10% that take advantage. And it disgusts me. That's why we need something like this and everything, because we have our left and right, but there's no one checking it. Why don't we have a third party that actually is solid? You have a
3
solid,
is a very powerful number.
yeah. You have a triforce. You have your power. You have your wisdom. You have your courage. Why don't we have that properly for this? It would make more sense. In
And,
fact,
courage is very much lacking in the American government right now.
the Purple People Party, 40 People Party, people of the people. I bet if we showed this to the forefathers back in the day, they would have high-fived us. They wouldn't even know what a high five was. They would have done it out of instinct.
We'd be like, oh God, high five.
This is so cool. Like,
Oh,
no
God,
joke.
why do you smell like shit?
Like the concept is they don't. Yeah, we'd be high fiving them. They'd be smelling horrible. I bet. But it's just how it is with this. They don't check themselves. They don't have a proper function, and they get a sports team thing. Your team versus my team. No, there should always be an influx between them because you have the radicals on the left, you have the radicals on the right on both the red and the blue that make it look bad, and then you have a bunch of people in the middle that are a mix of both parties, let alone thoughts about certain things that are purple. What happens if you mix red and blue? You get purple, and that's what it comes down to. So you have these three fluxes. You have your Democratic, your Republican, and you have your purple party, or the P party, the TP party. I don't know. You can do it any way you want. PPP or
P.
Triple P.
The
Triple P
PPP,
party. Yeah.
as long as it's not yellow. Okay, next clip. We do like I think we have time for one
We'll
more.
set like 5 minutes of it. Yeah, let's get one more clip in there. We still have
We can do one-
All the other clips that were given to me were basically all on the same subject, practically saying the same thing. So,
Okay, well, we'll get on talk a little more politics then. So let's go on to from our country to what the hell's going on in the other countries. So Japan's been quiet about certain things lately, but been rearing up their military. China has been
because they're
trying to.
pissed off at Trump.
Well, that and they're targeting also for China. China's been targeting
Considering the fact that China's trying to come in through their southern border because
again.
they're trying to intimidate them because they currently have control of Taiwan. And because Japan has already shown an alliance with Taiwan, is why China's pissed off at them
Yeah,
this time.
because they're supposed to protect them.
Well,
They're in
the thing
contract.
about that is that China and Japan have hated each other for centuries.
Hence the reason why I said this time.
Again, it's a dark thing to say, but it's kind of messed up at the same time. But I think and believe that during World War II, when Japan had a certain portion of Chinese land, they should have been allowed to keep at least some of it. I know it was messed up to say
Well,
in some
they
way,
had
but
their own
Well,
version
during
of
that
in
time,
China.
though, it literally was just China and Japan. There were no other Asian countries. Because
That's
Japan had taken over all of
yeah,
Asia.
but it's kind of
this was before China went communist.
yeah, this was before China went communist. This is when China was actually an ally of us. That's why it was the opposite way, where China was our buddy. Now China's our enemy, and Japan is our buddy. But now we're doing issues with both because of trade, and that's not just our government. That's just the other trade deal problems too. And there's a lot of hostilities going on of other countries, and that's where our problem is. I loved their actual history. I love the real China that became Taiwan. I love the actual martial arts and the stories and all that, but I don't like what happened when they got taken to be in the CCP. Once they became the Communist Party, I didn't trust them anymore. I didn't respect them anymore like I used to. I am a martial artist. I have trained my whole life since I was little, and some of the first martial arts I ever trained in was in Chinese styles by just witnessing, paying attention, monkey see, monkey do, and then my father started teaching me. And then I went to different dojos and just kept going from there and getting kicked out because I'm unorthodox, because I like to use all the styles. I like to mix and learn. Doing MMA before MMA. Got in trouble a lot. But for this stuff, India's been having issues and they're trying to lie and put stuff on Pakistan. Pakistan's trying to lie, do things about India, and they're both lying and causing stuff, even though they're supposedly said there was a ceasefire, there's not. Same thing for Israel and Iran. There's not. They said there was, and then again they're going back at it. Like it's like having two kids that are brothers that just can't stop fighting. Like they're like a stepsibling or some crap, and they just one's a little bit older than the other one. They keep talking crap to each other, and every time the parents walk away, the other one goes, and then there's like, "Mommy, Daddy," and they start beating each other up again. That's literally what's going on, and it's really annoying. They just need to stop and actually go, "Hey guys, why don't we take care of the people that you guys are just everybody's getting damaged in? The people are getting hurt more than the soldiers on both sides. It needs to stop. They just need to sit down and relax and go, this is my land, this is your land, and we hold off, you hold off. We protect our people, you protect your people. We make sure our people thrive and flourish." The Arab lands used to be culinary geniuses. They used to be amazing with their cooking. They used to be amazing with their unique silks and what do you call it, perfumes and everything. What happened to that?
Fragrances.
Yeah. What happened to all that? What happened to their spices? What happened to that? No, now they're always known for war instead of cooking. Like I used to work with a lot of Muslims and Arabs, and they were beautiful when it came to cooking. They loved, they thrived on it. It was a part of their life, was cooking. And now they just want to.
Do we have any other final?
Tune in on Friday, 9 p.m. sharp, for the Rolling to Die podcast, where our GM, that guy,
Other side.
Evil listeners.
I think you need
I'm
to.
on my side, so
Yeah,
whatever.
I think you need to unmirror it because it has you looking to me.
Yep. When you point, you always point at him. You just gotta remember.
Look the opposite direction. Okay, point to me when you say it, because then you'll be pointing to our actual DM.
Anyway, our DM, what are we going to be doing this week for our podcast?
We are doing part 2 of the Drunken Dragon Brawlers back home, but stopping for a drink. And boy, howdy, are we stopping for a drink. Because half the party is in combat in a room with a bunch of people that don't like them. The other half of the room has no idea what's going on, and all drinking and having a party after there was a brawl, and now everybody's cleaning up and partying again. So we'll see if the one half can help the other half. If not, you guys just have to roll to die.
Also, we like to apologize for last week. We did not encourage that guy. We do not encourage that kind of language either. So we do apologize for if we offended anybody. We did
Oh
not.
yeah,
That was not our fault. That was some guy that's not affiliated with us who did that, and we have systematically blocked him as we are. So
I had it set up and made sure that the comment was not seen at all. So we're good. The
okay,
only
good.
time the comments are seen is when I click on them to show them, and the second I saw that, it was a banhammer. You do not do racial slurs and or prejudice things on any channel or stream, please and thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Good
And
night.
also be sure to tune in next week at 9 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, for the next episode of the Chaotic Minds. Thank you for joining us, and good night.